So today we're going to do Ford Lincoln Mercury keyed ignition demonstration. This particular vehicle is a 2016 Ford Escape with an integrated head key. So I have a customer's key here, and I've already cut the new key here. So we're going to plug in. And this vehicle, it's just behind a cover. Alright. Actually, no. Open the door to get to that. Wait for the tool to power up. Click OK. I'm going to flip to the Ford Lincoln Mercury section for keyed vehicles. And let's read through our notes. Some of these vehicles require a 10-minute security delay. That's something Ford requires. Some of the older Fords, the tool will bypass that delay, and sometimes you have to wait for it. Be sure your battery's strong and all the accessories in the vehicle are turned off so that you don't kill the battery during the 10-minute delay. Ford keyed vehicles accept a maximum of 8 keys. If you try to go beyond this, the key will not program properly. For integrated head keys, like the one we have here, the remote buttons normally program at the same time as the transponder. So you just have to test when you're done programming the transponder. If they're not programmed at the same time, then there's some remote programming instructions on the next page here. Some notes when we're using the tool. We're going to select either key or key and keyless, whichever option's available. If both options exist, we'll try the first option and see if it works. If it doesn't work, then we'll try the second option. When we are instructed to turn the ignition on, we're going to insert the original key. So we always start with the original key first, and we'll turn it to the on position without starting. When presented with a list of functions, once the tool's connected, we're going to choose the add key function. And other than that, we're going to follow the instructions on our screen here. Okay, we're going to select key program. We're going to go down to Ford USA, down to buy vehicle, down to escape, and we have a 2016 all the way down. So we do have both options. We have a key option and we have key and keyless. We're going to start off just with the key option, first one on the list. Loading the database. Turn the ignition on. So again, we start with the customer's original key, and we're going to turn it on without starting. Okay, it's connecting. Shows us the VIN number. I'm going to say OK. We have add key, erase key, all keys lost. We're going to select add key. Now it tells us to insert the new key and turn the ignition on. So we're going to take that one out. We're going to insert our new key. Turn the ignition on. Notice the dash says no key detected because this new key is not yet programmed. Select OK. It's telling us there's a total of 1 key in currently. We're going to select OK. And it's now doing its delay while it gets ready to do the programming. Total keys 2. So it added successfully. We're going to say OK. OK, and we can unplug the tool. We should be done. We'll start the car with a new key first. Give it 10 seconds to run. Make sure it stays running. And that was good. Now we'll retry with the customer's original key. Make sure that still works. About 10 seconds. We're good, so we know both keys work, and we'll now get out and try both of the remotes. Okay, so we're first going to test the customer's original key. And as you can see, that still works. We'll now try the new key. And as you can see, the remote did not program. So we're going to hop back in and program the key in the vehicle. Okay, since the new key remote did not program during the key programming sequence, we're going to follow our instructions for remotes programming. In this case, it tells us some keys can be programmed in some vehicles on the tool with the remote option. I noticed before that was not available for this vehicle, so we're going to follow the onboard instructions in the flip cards. With Ford, basically you follow a sequence to get the vehicle in programming mode, then you press a button on each remote to program them, then you exit programming mode, and typically all remotes must be present because they're deleted, and then you must add each remote back in. So we're going to get started here. Typically Ford vehicles require 8 complete cycles of the ignition. That's from off to on and off again. And on the 8th cycle, you'll either leave it in an on position and you'll hear your lock cycle, or you'll hear a chime, or you'll have to turn it back to the off position and then you'll hear your lock cycle and a chime. So we're going to have to go through this sequence and try it and see what works. Occasionally some Fords only require 4 turns of the ignition. So if 8 turns doesn't work, you can try 4 and on or 4 and off and see if that works. So we're going to start with the customer's original key, and we're going to first try the 8 turns and leave it in the on position because that's the most common Ford sequence. So we're ready? Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I did not get a chime, so that is not the correct sequence. So we're going to turn it off, and I'm going to just open and close the door, kind of restart the cycle. And we're now going to do 8 and leave it in the off position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And off. And I heard my 2 chimes. So we are now in programming mode. And I can press a button on the original key. So he is programmed. And then press a button on the new key. He is programmed. And then I can open the door again to exit programming mode. Now that we're done programming the remote function, we'll test the new key for the remote, and it works, and the customer's key still works. We're all set.